Now with Jackie Jesko, the award-winning director behind the new documentary, Barbara Walters, Tell Me Everything. And Jackie, welcome to the show. And this doc is something else. All of us here got a chance to get a little sneak peek, and we absolutely love it. Congratulations to you on success of the doc. It just premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival. So how has it been to see the positive reception that it's been getting?
I mean, it's been awesome. And that night at Tribeca Film Festival was very special because a lot of the people in the audience knew Barbara personally. Mm-hmm. And so to hear them say that we captured her, it was really meaningful.
Yeah, coming from those folks who really knew her very well. I got to ask you this. How did you even begin to tackle a story like this? Because there's just such depth to what she did and what she stood for. Yeah,
so ABC News Studios gave us access to their entire archive of Barbara Walters footage, and that's 50 years of footage. So it was difficult. You know, you get 90 minutes, right? And so it's like, how do you do her entire career, her personal life, and whatever else you want to say about Barbara in that time? So that was difficult, but really, you know, actually her own book, Audition, was kind of our guide. I wanted to know what was important to her, what were the career highlights that she, you know, really stood out to her. So that was really, really helpful. But I also had an amazing team at Imagine Documentaries, best in the business when it comes to doing biopics, so that was nice.
And you guys certainly delivered. Let's give everybody a look at a clip.
My mother had no means of having a livelihood. And my nightmare was that my father was going to lose it all. He was a gambler by nature. He gambled on cards, and eventually he gambled on the Latin Quarter. And after years of success, he had nothing, nothing.
The lights on Broadway are no longer the shining gay Broadway.
And my father was in great despair, and he attempted suicide from an overdose of sleeping pills. I was in my 20s. And I had to support my whole family.
That was a revelation to me. And, you know, Barbara is so well known, but did anything surprise you as you were doing this?
Definitely. I was actually a news producer for 10 years, many of those years here at ABC News. So, of course, I knew Barbara's professional life, but I really didn't know much about her personal life, especially her childhood. And as it turns out from that clip, you know, her dad was a nightclub impresario. He had a club called the Latin Quarter in Times Square, New York. And she kind of grew up in the shadow of fame. You know, she was able to go backstage and meet these celebrities. And, you know, as she says in the film, realize they were real people, too. And you can obviously see how that made her good at interviewing them.
I knew about that part, but didn't know about the financial and personal troubles.
Yes. So then, you know, her dad goes riches to rags story. And then Barbara, you know, and this is at a time when few women worked at all. She becomes the breadwinner for the family. And I think that pressure really propelled her for the rest of her life.
And of all of her interviews, because she did so many, which one of you says most quintessential Barbara Walters? Wow.
That's a tough question, but I would have to say Fidel Castro, 1976. That interview, it was actually a full 24 hours of interview. And, you know, he's the stoic dictator, and she kind of wraps him around her little finger. You know, she asks him questions that are very personal. Are you married? Will you ever shave your beard? And you can see he's quite charmed by her. And I'm sure nobody else was asking those questions.
Yeah, she seemed fearless.
Definitely.
Well, and she proved that, and you show the scenes as well when she, right there, when she gets to sit out and beg ahead of Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
Huge.
Amazing, right? Yeah, that picture of her on the tarmac, it's my favorite photo from the entire film.
Clint Eastwood was my favorite one.
Yeah.
He got her. He shook her. All right, Jackie, thank you so much. Congratulations on the success of this. You deserve every bit of it. And Barbara Walters, Tell Me Everything is streaming this Monday, June 23rd on Hulu. Make sure you check it out. You will not be disappointed.